budgeting process requires roughly 8 months. As soon as one school year begins, the budgeting process for the following year begins. During this time, administrators work closely with the Board of Education members to evaluate needs and set priorities. In the case of facilities improvements, the district turns to the Long-Range Facilities Plan to identify projects. This winter, there were 2 public budget workshop sessions, one held on February 28th and one held on March 28th. I invite you to visit our website to see the workshop presentations in action for more specific information regarding next year's budget priorities. On March 14th, the Board of Education approved the submission of a tentative budget to the New Jersey Department of Education. Since that time, there have been refinements to the budget to lessen overall costs. This evening, the Board of Education will vote on the proposed budget. WTPS has spent this school year planning major curriculum projects and programming. Next year, 2 of our budget goals are the implementation of identified curricular projects and the introduction of new programming. Professional development and optimization of human resources will once again be budget priorities. We will also continue to allocate funds for capital projects. I would like to note that capital projects discussed here this evening do not include those projects identified through the referendum. Referendum projects for the upcoming school year will be discussed at a separate Board of Education meeting, along with multi-year completion timelines. Another budget goal is to implement Year 1 of the strategic plan. You may recall that the district is engaging in a 3-year strategic planning process. This strategic plan is scheduled to be proposed to the Board of Education by June of this year. This school year, the district reviewed achievement data from multiple sources. Data dives will inform curriculum revisions taking place during the summer months. New textbooks, online databases, and other resources have been identified to support instruction. One major curriculum implementation for next year includes reading instruction at the K-2 level. For the last 2 summers, many elementary educators have participated in intensive Orton-Gillingham training. Orton-Gillingham is a structured, multisensory approach to reading instruction. This focus has led the district to the implementation of a science of reading approach in kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade next year. I am thrilled about the implementation of an evidence-based, brain-based reading program. I look forward to additional upcoming professional development and parent information programs regarding the science of reading. Another exciting implementation is moving from the Danielson Framework for Certificated Staff Observations and Evaluations to the Marzano's Model of Teacher Effectiveness. An educator evaluation tool should facilitate individualized professional development for the evaluatee. For months, the District Search Committee reviewed various evidence-based evaluation tools. After this extensive review, the committee identified the Marzano model as the model that will best meet Wall Township educators' needs. The district continues to provide for a district-wide comprehensive nursing program and homebound instruction when it is necessary. As was the case last year, some curriculum, technology, and social-emotional endeavors will be funded or partially funded through ESSER II and ESSER III grant funding. Summer Nights Academy programs for students and Chromebooks are just a few examples. Another exciting initiative for the 2023-2024 school year is the implementation of a district-wide program called the 7 Mindsets. The 7 Mindsets is an evidence-based approach to strengthen foundations in resilience, motivation, self-determination, self-awareness, confidence, and engagement. The 7 Mindsets is another example of ESSER-funded programming. School districts must provide specialized programming for students with special needs. It is also necessary to make these provisions within the least restrictive environment. Supports include learning materials and resources, adaptive technology, and various professional services like speech and occupational therapy. Some students require an extended school year to meet learning objectives. I would like to share that next year's budget proposal includes the addition of an Emotional Regulation Impairment Program, or ERI program, at the intermediate school. The addition of this program will lessen the need to send students out of district, therefore meeting their needs in a less restrictive environment. I would like to mention that the cost of this program will be offset due to the fact that we already have students from other districts planning to join us in September through a tuition program. Also, some students will need to continue learning out of district. Updating the district's technology infrastructure and security measures continues to be a priority in next year's proposed budget, as is implementing new management tools to minimize redundancies and increase productivity. Monies are also allocated to technical maintenance and repairs. With respect to technical devices, the district is committed to maintaining a 5-year replenishment cycle. This year, ESSER funds will subsidize the purchase of district devices. I would like to stress that the capital projects identified in this upcoming proposed budget are separate and apart from referendum projects. Next year's projects funded by the proposed annual school budget include district-wide MDF and IDF switch upgrades, Wall High School team locker room renovations, asphalt, paving, and site improvements at both Wall Intermediate School and Allenwood School. I would like to add that the Allenwood School paving project is in addition to the parking lot improvements funded through the referendum. $1,700,000 are allocated towards these capital improvements. Just over $700,000 have been budgeted for district-wide building maintenance. Maximizing efficiency in human resources is a perennial priority. This year, there are 2 new positions in the budget, both for the new ERI program at WIS, a teacher and a paraprofessional. This special education program is rooted in need and will also be able to accommodate other learners from other school districts on a tuition basis. The tuition collected from other school districts will offset programmatic costs. This budget also sees the elimination of 5 certificated positions, 4 instructional and 1 supervisory position. The total budget salary increase for the 2023-2024 school year is 1.49%. This is due in part to over $500,000 in savings as a result of these eliminated positions. Most of these positions are being eliminated through attrition, meaning through retirement, resignation, or promotion. However, this year there is a significant increase in employee benefit projections. After consultation with employee benefits professionals, it was necessary to budget an additional 16.8% for benefits for the upcoming school year. This slide provides a detailed view over the last 3 years for spending in each program category. This slide also details the percent change over the current year budget. As I mentioned earlier, it was necessary to budget for an increase of 16.8% in benefits. With this increase, benefits now make up over 20% of the annual school budget. I find this pie chart to be helpful in visualizing the budget appropriations. This slide provides an overview of how the budget is divided up by function over the past 3 years. This view is particularly helpful in identifying trends. This slide details the sources of funding used to develop the budget. Most of the budget is raised through local tax levy. This year, we are asking for a 2% increase. State and federal aid, as well as reserve accounts, help fund the annual school budget. I would like to share with you that there is a new source of funding in this budget. That is a health waiver. When the cost of the state health benefits plan increases are greater than 2%, school districts are eligible for a waiver for the amount exceeding 2% up to the amount of the state health benefits increase, which this year is 15.1%. This waiver exists for the purpose of assisting school districts in absorbing substantial increases in health benefits. Faced with a 16.8% increase in benefits cost, the district requests the use of this waiver so that student programs, services, and curricular initiatives are not eliminated or lessened. Last year, our budget realized a 4% increase over the previous year. This year's budget marks a 3.89% increase, yielding a total budget of $85,400,000. What does this mean in terms of dollars for taxpayers? To illustrate, this chart provides 4 house assessment values and corresponding increases. Highlighted in yellow is the average assessed home in Wall Township, which is $489,400. For the average assessed home, the proposed budget calls for an annual increase of $53.72, which translates into a monthly increase of $4.48. Thank you for your time this evening and for your continued support of the Wall Township Public Schools District.